Hello and welcome to the final installment of Poker Listing's 2007 World Series coverage. The main event is over, marking the end of Jamie Gould's reign of terror. After a marathon final table, we were left with a brand new champion, Jerry Yang. Philip Hilm, who came into the day as chip leader, was the first one to hit the rail, and it took less than 2 hours for it to happen. The one-man wrecking crew, Jerry Yang, dealt Hilm a devastating 1-2 combination, crippling him and sending him to the rail on the very next hand. After ravaging Hilm's stack, Yang opened the next pot to 1 million from the hijack and got a call from Hilm. The flop came out King Jack 5 with 2 diamonds, and after a check from Philip, Jerry bet out 2 million. Hilm made the call and the 2 of hearts hit the turn. Another check from Hilm and Yang bet out again, this time 4 million. After only a few seconds, Philip check raised all in. Yang made the call and turned over ace of spades, king of spades for top pair. Hilm needed some help with 8 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, but after the river brought the 6 of spades, it was all over for Philip Hilm. From chip leader to 9th place finisher can't feel too good, but he was rewarded with a more than $525,000 consolation prize. The next man to hit the rail, going out in 8th, was the most well-known player at the table, full tilt pro Lee Watkinson. Jerry Yang opened the pot to $760,000, and Watkinson quickly moved all in for close to $8 million. Yang went into the tank, trying to make sense of this massive overbet, and after a lot of thought, he made an aggressive call with ace-9 offsuit. When Watkinson turned over his hand, we saw it was a great read, as he had Lee's ace-7 dominated going to the flop. The board changed nothing, and Lee Watkinson was sent to the rail with $585,000 to console him. This was a particularly painful elimination for Lee, since, after qualifying for this main event through Full Tilt Poker, he was eligible for an additional $10 million bonus if he had won. In yet another Jerry Yang attack, Lee Childs was the next player to find himself taking the walk of shame to the exit. Childs raised to $720,000 after it was folded to him in the small blind, and after a bit of thought, Yang moved all in from the big blind. After a few minutes in the tank, he made the call and turned over King Jack offsuit, seeing he was in great shape, up against Jack 8 suited from Yang. The flop was safe for Childs, coming 6-4-4, but the 8 on the turn changed everything. Childs needed a king on the river, but when the 9 of diamonds hit the felt, it was the end of Childs' run here at the WSOP. Out in 7th place, he takes a respectable $705,000 in change with him to the rail. The 4th player to be sent to the rail by the juggernaut, also known as Jerry Yang, was the most vocal member of this final table, Havad Khan. By now, we've all grown accustomed to Khan's antics, but in the final moments of his tournament, he showed much more restraint than we're used to. Yang opened the pot to $1.5 million from early position, and when it got to Khan in the small blind, he announced a raise, making it about $6 million more to go. Yang thought for a few moments before flat calling, and as the dealer burned for the flop, Khan moved all in the dark. King 4 deuce hit the felt, and with Khan all in blind, the action was on Yang. It wasn't a whole lot more to call, and call he did, turning over pocket jacks. Khan needed some help with ace queen, but after the board finished out 3 of clubs, 3 of spades, Havad Khan was forced to hit the road, taking almost $1 million along with him. Our 5th place finisher, and the only one not to hit the rail at the hands of Jerry Yang, was Britain's John Kalmar. Raymond Rami opened the pot to $2.7 million from under the gun, and when it got to Kalmar, he came over the top and moved all in for just under $10.5 million. Rami spent a considerable amount of time in the tank before making the call and turning over pocket jacks, which were racing against Kalmar's Big Slick. The board came and went with no help to the overcards, and John Kalmar was forced to say goodbye. Taking more than $1.25 million with him back to merry old England, John Kalmar had nothing but smiles for the cameras as he made his way to the exit. Alex Kravchenko, the first Russian citizen to ever make it to a main event final table, played the short stack with skill and made it all the way to 4th place before being eliminated at the hands of the Crushinator, Jerry Yang. Kravchenko broke away from his passive style in this hand and opened the pot to $2.1 million, only to be re-raised all in by Yang. Kravchenko made a quick call and turned over ace-king to Yang's pocket 8s. The flop was a nightmare for the Russian, coming queen 9-8, and putting him way behind in the hand. The turn was a blank, leaving Alex drawing dead going to the river. For his 4th place finish, Alex Kravchenko takes more than $1.8 million, or close to 46 million rubles. Raymond Rami, the first player from the continent of Africa to ever make a main event final table, managed to hold on until third, before being dispatched by the unstoppable Jerry Yang. Yang opened the pot to 2.5 million and Rami repopped an additional 6 million from the big blind. Yang made the call and the flop came Ace, Jack 8, all hearts. And after a check from Rami, Yang bet out 10 million. Rami quickly announced all in and put the decision back on Jerry. After a lot of time in the tank, Yang made the call, saying he thought Rami was on a draw. Yang turned over Ace 5 for top pair, and Rami was clearly sick as he flipped over pocket kings. He needed a lot of help, but the board failed to deliver, marking the end of this South African's WSOP run. Raymond Rami takes over $3 million and dreams of World Series glory with him on his way home. Jerry Yang entered the heads-up match against Tuan Lam with a massive chip lead. And although Lam made up a bit of ground, he was ultimately unable to overcome his heads-up opponent. After seeing his stack whittled down in the early stages of the match, Tuan Lam was able to double up to get back to where he started. It wasn't long before Lam found himself all in once again, but this time he was unable to survive the confrontation. Yang opened the pot to 1.5 million, and Lam immediately moved all in. Yang insta-called and turned over pocket eights, which were racing against Lam's ace-queen of diamonds. The flop came Queen 9-5 with 2 clubs, pairing up Tuan and making it look like we were in for a long heads-up match. The 7 of diamonds on the turn didn't change a whole lot. Yang was down to 2 eights and an inside straight draw going to the river. The crowd was on its feet as the dealer burned and proceeded to lay the 6 of hearts down on the felt, completing Jerry's straight and ending this year's main event. Tuan Lam takes a healthy $4.84 million for his runner-up finish, while Jerry Yang receives $8.25 million, the bracelet, and the most prized title in all of poker, that of World Champion. Coming into this final table, Yang pledged 10% of his winnings to charity, and now that he's taken it all down, he's not the only one that will benefit from his massive win. So with Jerry Yang's victory, we're done here at the 2007 World Series of Poker. For everyone at PokerListings.com, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to check back, because we also cover the WPT, the EPT, and almost every major poker tournament around the world. So keep it locked on PokerListings.com, because we're good, son. And now, here's a little something to show you just how good we are.
With that hand, Jensen is sent to the rail in second, and Saif Ahmad takes the bracelet. Feel me!
Also underway was Event 51, $1,000 shoe. So for... shoe. Really big shoe. I won't be able to do it. So for... I'm hip. Danny Elias. He spells it like a girl. Can I say douchebag? Really? They're real douchebags. The large, white, rectangular fighting platform. I can still show you the dim Mac. So they're not that mini, eh? They're gonna be like taller than me. Oh man, you're get off my shoulder. You have 2 words to say here, right? I mean, wait. Go. Make it so. Wow! Dwarf, seize him. Dwarf, seize Lieutenant O'Brien. I will not stand for this insubordination. Dwarf, seize Lieutenant O'Brien. I don't respond to Punch It Chewy. Oh yeah. Hey, hey. Someone's like, I messed up. He's not sure. Are you sure? I don't know if I'm a fan. I'm telling you, this is where I live, right here. I don't need music, huh? Focus. Good? With that victory, Ponzi... Alright, I can do it. Hey! Is it still up a bit? So for more poker action from poker players playing poker, I'm Poker. Poker. For all the hot player-on-player action. It looks like nobody puts the mouth in a box.
All right.
I'm Matt Showell, saying my vanquish is idling and my brain.
All right.
Forever, ever? Commence taping now. Make it so. Video. No. Video. Oh, wake me up before you go.
Is that funny at all? I know.